And at one point, like I lost like 20 pounds in 2 weeks because I just like could not keep any food. Like I could not eat anything. But it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I ended up having like, I was going to the bathroom like constantly, and it was mostly just blood at that point, honestly.
Wow.
And then I ended up getting out of the hospital for a week and then getting way worse and then having to go right back in for another 3 weeks.
Today I have a special guest and a special story here with Megan, who was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis and really spent a lot of her freshman year in college at UCLA and also a bit of high school and sophomore year dealing with severe UC and not knowing the root cause, trying different biologics, becoming steroid resistant, not getting a true answer, and feeling lost on what to do and why. Her case was actually much like mine in what root causes we found and not finding the answers even though we were willing to do conventional medicine, and eventually using natural medicine to help her get massive results. So I think you're really going to enjoy this today if you're someone who's a youthful person who's coming into life, just got diagnosed, and feeling like you're not getting enough of a result just with biologics or medications alone. This will be for you. Megan, thanks so much for joining me and sharing your story and having the courage to be here.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I've been watching a lot of testimony, so this is finally my turn to be on one.
There you go. Let's start with that. I mean, you get to come and share your story, and I know that you probably watched a ton of these before you even decided and said, hey, I think this is the program and community for me. But tell us a little bit about, when were you diagnosed and what was that experience like for you and your family?
So I was diagnosed my senior year of high school after I just finished, and I had like super mild symptoms. I basically just had a little bit of blood, nothing. They was told it was hemorrhoids for like 2 years prior, and they said, oh, you have ulcerative colitis. And they didn't really tell me like what that meant. And I went into my freshman year of college almost like forgetting I had this autoimmune disorder. I was on a little bit of mesalamine and that was it. And then I just lived my typical college life. Definitely, like, I'm sure most people like know what that means. And then
So you're drinking, you're partying, you're out late at night, you're having
lots of not sleeping, and
fast
like
food.
UCLA has great food, but I definitely was having my fair share of In-N-Out, I will say. And then around like February of like my freshman year, I was under a lot of stress with like finals, and then I started like flaring again. And this one was different than I had ever flared before, and then it really just didn't stop. Like I was expecting it to just kind of calm down. I thought like, oh, like my body, I'll just take some rest off and it will calm down, but it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. I ended up having like, I was going to the bathroom like constantly, and it was mostly just blood at that point, honestly.
Wow.
I was having extreme like fevers, night sweats. I had like severely low like anemia. Like I could not keep food down. At one point, like I lost like 20 pounds in 2 weeks because I just like could not keep any food. Like I could not eat anything.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting hospitalized, and they put me on like 60 milligrams of IV prednisone, and it wasn't even doing like a dent. Like it was just like, it was not helping at all. And they put me on Remicade, so like my first biologic, and didn't help at all. Like they were like, oh, this is gonna be the save all for you. Like you're gonna get this like dose or whatever, and you're gonna feel so much better. Nope, I just continued to get worse and worse. They thought it was like a bacterial infection. I was on antibiotics. And then I ended up getting out of the hospital for a week and then getting way worse and then having to go right back in for another 3 weeks. And then finally, my doctor thought we should try to put you on Rinvoq along with Remicade. So then they're like, we'll do a scope just to make sure you don't have any underlying infections. We don't think you do. It's just probably like, I don't know. So then they do it and they find I have CMV, which I didn't even know what that was at the first time.
Yeah.
And now I know a lot about it, but they put me on an antiviral, and within like a day of being on this super strong like antiviral, I just like came out of it, started improving, everything just started like getting better, and then from there and there it just started helping. So I was still on Remicade, still on this antiviral, still on prednisone, and I was getting better, and they're like, you should be good by now, we're gonna discharge you, but I just still wasn't 100%. And I was still having a little bit of blood, and I was like, is this gonna be like my new normal? And that's kind of where I found like the S.H.I.E.L.D program, and that's what kind of elevated me from this, what I thought was normal, to now, my normal now, which I know is not what I should have, like, this is what I'm supposed to be feeling like.
So A lot unpacked there. So guys,
A lot unpacked.
a lot to unpack. If you don't know, one of the root issues, I had the same experience where I was on biologics. I wasn't getting the result. The steroids were no longer helping. I eventually found that I had a root issue of cytomegalovirus, just like Megan, which is an opportunistic viral load that when your immune system gets really depressed, really weakened, it can get in there and start replicating and really take over your body. It's commonly going to cause night sweats, colon issues, all that, and you need to know about that. And that's just one of the issues where there are root pathogens for many of us, not all of us, but many of us, where it's driving inflammation and driving reaction. It doesn't matter what you eat. Megan, during that time being that sick, do you feel like it mattered if you were on a bone broth or you were fasting?
No, literally, I always heard like some people like had like trigger foods or whatever, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, every single food is a trigger food, like no matter what I would eat, very like soft digestible, but it really didn't matter at that point.
That's exactly how it was for me. There's a certain point when you have infectious colitis or infectious IBD that it doesn't matter what you eat, your body is having an extreme reaction. We have to go beyond restrictive eating. We have to, look at conventional plus natural, make sure it's not life-threatening, make sure that we can try to avoid surgeries. But also, you were on some of the strongest dosages of Remicade, or you're getting infusions every 4 weeks, plus 60 milligrams of steroids. They said you were steroid resistant. It doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
I was also on steroids for 4 years, on and off, pretty much as Skittles, like 40 taper down, 40 taper down, 40 taper down, wasn't doing it. And I think that's a really important part here is like a lot of us who've been sick for 10 years, we develop microbiome issues, small intestine bacterial overgrowth, candidiasis. So the food and the sugars and the carbohydrates might affect us more, but you were kind of fine. And then all of a sudden we're not and got
Yeah,
extremely sick
it
really
literally
quick.
went from 0 to 100 within like, and I never thought it could progress because like you see the typical cases people have it and it's like just like a little off and on like symptoms for a long period of time. No, it went from like zero symptoms to just like
Yep.
hospitalization so quickly.
Yeah, and and everyone listening to Megan's story in a case, that is something common I see with usually fungal or viral, and a lot of times they're connected. So like chronic inflammatory response syndrome and a viral load can kind of go hand in hand because it suppresses the immune system. We can't control it anymore. It freaks out in the body. And we have many testimonies actually are very similar to your case and my case in that same compartment. So if it's just going from 0 to 100, that's usually an underlying issue we want to look at. So you were talking about this, you were, going through all this, you've been on a ton of medications, you finally get out of the hospital after a severe reaction, and you're still having symptoms.
For sure.
And that's when you started looking at the S.H.I.E.L.D. program. And I think your parents were very much into this idea of, natural functional medicine combined with potential, conventional. And I think they were the ones who said, Megan, you should do this. You should work with Dane and his team, and this is what you
Yeah.
need. Is that
They
right?
literally, like my dad especially, I never thought he would be so on board with like functional medicine, but he was just like literally like take that first step, like do the first call, which is like I know a thing that
Who'd you
we
speak with?
always talk about. I don't even remember. It was literally like a whole year ago. Like it like doesn't even
Yeah.
seem real when I think about
Yeah.
it, but all I remember was just such a great call and she was so knowledgeable. Like I just thought it was going to be like a quick intake call, like oh like what do you hopes, but she like knew so much about IBD and I was explaining my scenario and I was like, oh my goodness, like she like knows too. Like I thought she was just gonna be like a specialist, like or like receptionist or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
No, that was not it. And it made me feel really comfortable and just like I was like, I definitely need to do this. And like from that first call up until now, I've never had any like I was full in the entire way.
Wow, I love that. And everyone, she's talking about what we do is we do a free 1 hour deep dive with you. Talk about potential root issues, talk about conventional experience, natural experience, your needs, your lifestyle, and make sure it's a fit. Because if we work with you, we want great results. We want you to be happy. We want to be happy. We're looking for that integrity to really boom it. So right below, you can schedule your free 1 hour IBD strategy session to deep dive on your case. And Megan, so that was really big for you. Just, hey, who are you guys? What's going on? Let me make sure this fits me and everything. And you'd already heard me speak about my experience with CMV, which really was the nail in the head. So you started and you worked with Coach Taryn. What was it like to work with Coach Taryn and how important was that to your success?
Well, she is just the most supportive person, and I've worked with her for about like 8 months so far,
Yeah.
and she's just been crucial in my success, especially just being able to like tailor everything and like knowing like my lifestyle, being at like college, like it's gonna be a different like plan as someone that's like working a 9 to 5 job. So it's just, and being able to like meet me with that and then tweak things if things come up. She's just been really like a great part of my success. And then she's honestly just become like a friend. Like we literally sometimes like at the end of the call, we just like talk about like books we're reading and just like overall like health and wellness stuff, because I started out this journey with like my health just like for IBD, but now I feel like I'm just more of like an overall health centered person. So we're just able to like talk about like overall stuff, which has been great.
Man, I love that. And anyone who's really resonating with this, you can also talk to your specialist on your free session. Say, hey, can I work with Coach Taryn? And just go and ask that. And if she's got space, we'll make sure to get you with Coach Taryn. But I love that. Friendship, connected. And you're right on that personalization. You're in college. You're living a different life. How do I deal with my friends? How do I eat a specific way? What's safe? What's not? How do I celebrate? How do I get ready when I have exams and I have to be under a lot of stress? How do you move your plan every single week? To say, do I need to increase my probiotics? Do I need to work on more antivirals naturally? Do I need to clean out my liver? How do I boost my immune system, make sure this doesn't happen again?
Yeah.
And how do I, talking to the doctor, because all of a sudden you're not on steroids, you're drastically reducing the need of Remicade and making sure that you're safe.
I've cut my dose in half. I started out 4 weeks, I'm at 8 weeks, and then we're just going to keep going from there.
There you go. Awesome. And obviously talking with the doctor, talking with your coach, always making sense of it and saying, what's a safe game plan to make sure I feel good and I can continue to be good? Because you're very young, Are you going to be on biologics for the next 50, 70 years? I mean, it's hopefully not, right?
You see me shaking my head. I'm like, no.
No. But the point is, that we came in and we were able to do something after extreme conditions and get your life back. So what are your symptoms now?
Symptoms? I don't even know that word. Like literally nothing. Literally nothing, I would say.
Okay, here's an important part to you. What about food fear? Do you feel like you're on a restrictive diet and you can't eat anything? Do you feel like a victim? Do you feel like you can't connect with your friends? All that?
Oh, no, not like, I feel like I was kind of a healthy person before, and now it's just like, I don't even think I'm eating for like IBD. Like I just think I'm eating for my overall wellness. Like it's not even like I'm on a special diet for this. Like, and then there is like those times I do have like celebration meals, and I'm not worried about like eating them. Like I'm just like, I just go out and do it.
And so what she's saying, guys, celebration, we don't cheat in this program, we celebrate, but we make sure you're in charge and you know how to celebrate properly and not do it in a stupid way. It's like driving a car. You got to learn how to do it right because it's dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. And not being on a diet is because when you actually start healing these root issues, you can start eating real whole foods and have different stuff. So you could work on being able to handle a salad again, or have nuts and seeds, or have different types of clean breads, or have different types of drinks and stuff. So you've been able to go to restaurants, be okay, feel comfortable, and understand food philosophy. Do you feel like food philosophy's been like a good target of how you assess food and when you're out with friends?
For sure. Like definitely an example is like college student, I was at like a tailgate for like our football team, and like all I had to eat was just like hamburgers, like frat boys grilling up hamburgers on like a bun, and just like knowing that food philosophy, like just maybe eat the patties, like don't eat the bread, like that would just like be more like beneficial for me, and like I was still satisfied, still able to like do it, but I just didn't have like that like gluten that was probably like I don't even know, like sitting in like the back of a truck for like
bleached bread with gluten and salt. So it's to be able to look at any plate of food and assess its risk and understand how to work around it so you can tailgate, you can have fun, or you can have a full-on celebration. What about this? Have you ever had moments where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna full-on celebrate, and you ate gluten, you ate all the sugars, you had alcohol, you did it?
Yeah, for sure. And I feel like being in the S.H.I.E.L.D. program, I just like know how to like take care of like myself properly after that, because like before I would just like have a celebration after a celebration, just like not know when to like stop. But like now I just like know, like you can still have it, but just like in moderation,
Moderation.
I take my binders, like I have like all my like stuff after, we're all good.
So what she's saying, guys, is we built a shield for when you celebrate. So if you're going to do something that can cause an inflammatory reaction, we use certain things, anti-inflammatories, healers, binders, digestive support, to make sure it's down. And then we decide when to do it and when not to do it, and we plan for it. And that's how you can be free.
Timing has been a big thing. Like if I know I haven't like gotten good sleep, or like I'm kind of stressed, like I'm not going to like have that celebration that as like opposed to like, it's all about timing.
Well said. She can teach the class now, well said. It's being assessed the risk at any moment, right? I love that. So what about, anyone who's listening to this and being like, man, this is what I want for my son, my daughter, or myself. what's one thing in the program that you think was a game changer for you? It could be an idea, a mind shift, something you learned in the program that you're like, that was a game changer for me, that you could share with anyone listening.
I would definitely say just like learning the mindset of being like proactive as opposed to like reactive, because like I feel like that was the biggest switch. Before I was just like reacting. Once like all this stuff was coming, I was just being like very reactive, and that is not great in itself because it's just putting you in that fight or flight state, and which is not great for your like nervous system. But now I just feel like I'm so proactive. Like I'm not waiting for a symptom to happen. I'm like being proactive so I catch it before it even starts. Or like if I'm feeling like something little, like not waiting till like it's big, you know?
Yes.
And just being able to that's like that whole building your shield and being able to like bounce back quickly. So that's the biggest thing I've learned.
No, I love that. It's really important because I think a lot of us, even when I was sick before I built this program, everything was reactive. Like, I'm going to eat this way because I saw blood. I'm going to eat this way because I felt some pain. I'm going to eat this way because I have bloating. Now that can be good, but eventually you have to set it up where, as you said, I'm going to be offensive and I'm going to strategically think about where I'm traveling, what I'm doing, what my work is, and I'm going to make it simple and balanced in my life. And so you get on the offense. You have things you can do to not just survive, but thrive. Do you feel like you said earlier,
I have
do you feel
so
like
many
thriving?
tools in my toolkit now that I didn't have before. Yeah, I'm ready for any challenge that I get from.
I love it. And so you feel like you're thriving now. I think you said something earlier, like you had said, this is the healthiest I've ever been. Forget IBD. I've never been this healthy. Is that it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just like overall, like before IBD, I was never doing castor oil packs, sitting in a sauna.
Yeah.
I would have never touched a sardine, but with all the good omega-3s, I'm eating them every week. Literally, my parents won't get on that. They will not get behind that, but I eat those every day. Like,
no, mom and dad. Wow, that's huge. And guys, it's also just a little thing on the sardines. You don't have to have sardines, but if you want natural anti-inflammatories, cognition, skin health, hair flow, and look at Megan's hair.
They're literally superfood.
The sardines are one of the healthiest foods you could eat. Obviously,
yeah, ladies, skip those Botox. Just eat some sardines when you're 20.
There you go, Megan. That's hilarious. Great stuff. Any last words for anyone who is really resonating with you? I mean, you've come so far. You've gotten rid of all your symptoms. You joined the S.H.I.E.L.D. program almost a year ago, and you haven't had blood, mucus, urgency, multiple bowel movements, cramping. You haven't been on steroids or any of this in so long. You've reduced the need of a Remicade by 50%. You're in college, thriving. You're eating a variety of food. What would be and I know your plans next to keep going even higher with what you want to do with the doctor and the need for Remicade or anything else. And your calprotectin, I got to say also, your calprotectin was what, a year ago?
It was over 3,000. I think my doctor said like they stopped charting it off, like that was their cutoff. So it could have been higher. I don't know.
And what was your latest calprotectin?
It was 11, so that was very low. And all my labs are normal. My iron is like the highest it's ever been, which is definitely a struggle. Like before, like IBD, I always had struggle with that. So yeah.
Wow. I mean, I love that. So the labs don't lie, the symptoms don't lie. You're feeling balanced. You're not on a diet. You're empowered. You're feeling great. And I'm sure you're influencing others around you to live more like
Oh, for sure. Like in my like college dorm, like most college students have like a bar cart, like with their like empty Tito's bottles. I have like the same bar cart, but it's just full of supplements. Like that supplement cart has become like infamous. All my friends are asking me about it, and they're like, what supplement should I take?
I love it. Great job, Megan. I'm so proud of you. You sound so empowered. You sound so optimistic and excited. And that's what we all want for ourselves as young people or our children, is just hope. And this is beyond hope. This is like, I'm actually have a better life. Like, because of this. So I'm so thankful for it. Any last words to anyone listening, or some college people out there who are like, I don't know, I can't do this. It's too hard. I can't do a diet. It'll never work. Everything's a scam. I and just completely overwhelmed. What would you say?
I feel like I'm just living proof that it's just like, you can do it. Like even like college is so stressful. Like we're in dining halls, like tests, everything, but it is possible. And you're just gonna be like the healthiest overall person, like coming out of it. Like all your friends are gonna be like hungover, like not like thriving. And then you're just gonna be like doing so well, and you're setting yourself up for like your future and like so many years to come.